What is up, everybody? Here for the episode 8 recap. Chris and Alyssa are finally gone, right? Yeah, we couldn't be that lucky, could we? Of course, they had to come back and we had to spoil the episode with hearing and seeing Alyssa a little bit more. But we're not going to talk much about them. We're going to focus on the other 4 couples who actually wanted to give this thing a shot, even though we all know it ain't going to work. First up, I want to talk about Noi and Steve. They've been really the quiet couple all season long. They've been the background couple, in my opinion. And they've slowly been starting to make more waves here, starting with last week when Noi got pretty insistent that the only number of kids you're allowed to have is 3, and also having zero faith in her husband's ability to make money. Yeah, those issues, they ain't going nowhere, and they'll probably stick around for the rest of the season till this couple eventually decides to get a divorce on decision day. Let's jump into the episode. First off, that breakfast that Steve made looked real good. And if things don't work out between Steve and Noi, Steve can gladly come live with me, do whatever freelance stuff he wants to do, and just make me meals. I'm cool with that. I'm totally down with that. I'd be so pumped about that, but I guess Noi is not of the same opinion. Obviously, we go back into the job situation, and it is going to be a permanent fixture for these two. Noi clearly just does not understand that it's possible to make money unless you have a 9-to-5 job. You know, they try to put it on her background and growing up poor and struggling financially for the majority of her life. But in my opinion, there are just people who just can't grasp the concept of making money without a 9-to-5 job. My dad was an entrepreneur. He started his own business, and his mom never could grasp the concept of how my dad made money. She couldn't understand who was paying him, who paid his salary. She could never wrap her head around that. And you know, even after 20 years of him running his own business, being very successful, she still couldn't wrap her head around where the money came from. So that's why I believe that Noi is of a similar mindset. You know, to her, your only income is whatever salary or hourly wage that you're getting paid. And if you're not getting that, you're not financially stable. Even when we see Steve say, hey, I've got savings, I still cover all my bills, I still have options to make money, and putting that together, I'm financially stable. And Noi doesn't hear that. She just hears, you don't have a 9-to-5 job, you're unemployed, you're not going to be making money and supporting this family. I wish that she would be a little bit more open-minded with Steve. Not that she needs to say, hey, it's fine for you to just be unemployed and do nothing to contribute, because that's not what Steve wants either. And to try to see things from his side would alleviate a lot of the issues that this couple is staring at. We go from there to the great MAFS spaghetti disaster, where I still can't wrap my head around this story. Like, it's at the start, it seemed like Steve put noodles on for Noi, who needed gluten-free, or I don't even know who needed the gluten. One set of gluten-free noodles, one set of regular noodles. Walked away, came back out, and Noi had taken her noodles out, finished them, and just left his boiling on the stove, and they were essentially ruined. And then later, you know, it comes out, Noi says, you know, this was the first time I was cooking dinner for you, and then you came out and complained about it. And I really it wasn't clear what actually happened. And when thinking about that and taking that into like what the reaction was, really bizarre that Noi walked out and ghosted Steve for 24 hours. Left, didn't say where she was going, didn't say, hey, I need some space. She packed up some stuff, grabbed the dog, and she was gone. Wouldn't respond to text messages, but is out there posting on social media about how her marriage isn't going to work. And you know what, Noi, if that's going to be your attitude in situations like these, you are correct. That relationship is not going to work. In my opinion, this was not about the noodles. You know, they both think it's about the noodles. It's not about the noodles. It's still about Steve not having a job. You know, that is the big stressor for her. That is the big concern that's fixated in her mind. And these other things are just her trying to find issues with him more than just her one big red flag. I don't know what's going to happen to these two from here, but I just don't think it is going to work out. Their mindsets are just way too different. Like maybe they seem fine together on paper, but in reality, when they have to face all the challenges that life and even just this show is going to throw at them, I don't think that they're going to be able to handle it. Next up, let's jump over to Lindsay and Mark. First off, I thought that it was illegal for two friends to play catch once you turn 20. I thought that was no longer legal. When I was a kid, yeah, go play catch with your friend. But like as a grown man, no, I'm not playing catch with you. If you're another grown man, no, we are not playing catch. It's not happening. We're not gonna go and play catch and have a conversation. That's not how it works. That is, my understanding was that was illegal. Maybe that's a Canadian thing. Maybe in America, you can go and as a man, just walk up to another man and say, hey, let's play some catch. That don't fly around here. Anyways, Lindsay, she's not gonna change for Mark. I think that's pretty clear at this point. She's set in being who she is, and who she is isn't that fantastic. Really, like the sooner this relationship ends, the better at this point. Like I don't know how else to put it. Like we open up with the party, and Lindsay's friends are giving Mark the advice that he already tried and failed with. You know, he already did what they said and failed. You know, they said, hey, when she does something, you have to go and say to her, hey, I didn't like that. I didn't like how you behaved there. I'd really appreciate it if you didn't do that moving forward. He already did that and didn't work. And we got to see again at the end of the episode, Mark tried again, and mind you, his approach to the whole thing maybe wasn't fantastic, but it blew up way more than it needed to, using that sage advice that Mark got from Lindsay's friends. A little sidebar here. Mark, he has apparently lived his whole life on just bread and cheese because he just on this show discovered about tacos. Like goldfish trackers, bread and cheese. Like he's just got the toddler snack bag he's been living out of for his entire life, just discovering tacos. And like for him, that's probably his favorite part of this entire marriage, is that he learned about tacos. Like when it comes to decision day and they ask Mark, what did you take away from this experience? He's gonna say, tacos are delicious. I'm gonna go watch some Cobra Kai and eat some tacos. We're on to the bowling alley, and vulgar Lindsay is back. You know, she's talking about poop spray and who knows what else they had to cut off camera. You could see immediately everyone was annoyed with her, and like very clearly makes Mark extremely uncomfortable. And apparently in Lindsay's brain, Mark not accepting her behavior makes him a weak man. You know, if you don't want somebody to be an absolute toxic, disgusting person, that makes you a weak man, according to Lindsay. And very, very bizarre. Like, I hope that they say, I really hope they got divorced on decision day. And when Mark sees that, he realizes how much of a bullet he dodged. Like, she is, first off, incapable of being the bigger person. Like, you look at the catalyst for that conflict, and Mark just said, I didn't like it when you were trying to start a conflict with Katina. That's essentially what he said. Like, I didn't like your behavior. And she just blew it up. Like, she's done it before, immediately turned mean. And like, the longer it went on, like when she was ranting and raving in the bathroom, talking about everything, way too much stuff to the producers on mic, off camera, all the stuff about how much money he makes, go run back to your mama, all that stuff, just disgusting. And if you're the production crew, how do you not see that and think, all right, we need to not have these people together anymore. We need to separate these two people from each other and have them never see each other again, because that is not okay. It was a mistake to cast her on this season. And you know what? Let's just pair up Mark and Chris. Mark and Chris, they can just be a pair for the rest of the season. Like, have them go do all the fun couple stuff together, live in the apartment together. Like, they don't have to get married or anything, but let's just have, like, Mark and Chris. Like, they're just two nice guys. Let's just do a show about just two nice guys just hanging out together. Let's get rid of the Lindsay, get rid of the Alyssa, and move on. One last thing here. Lindsay, at the end there, one thing was she was bragging about all the help she gave Mark, and like flashback to them in the apartment where she just went around in her hazmat suit, criticized absolutely every single thing that Mark owned, and then proceeded to try to throw out every single thing that Mark owned. That's not helping. That is not help. Lindsay, you need to shake your head, because that isn't it. Let's move on to a new couple, Katina and Isaac. We're veering a little bit closer to using the O word, but we're not quite there yet. And I kind of feel like as soon as I open up and I say the dreaded O word, that Isaac is going to arrive in full force and blow this entire marriage up. So really, I'm doing their relationship a favor by refer to Isaac as Isaac. I just get the sense that Isaac is a ticking time bomb. Absolutely, we're just waiting for the disaster. I don't know how you all feel, but that's just the way I'm looking at this whole situation. And I don't think it helps that Katina is very overprotected of him. Like, she's defending him, even though people are coming to her with some real concerns about things. And I honestly feel like she's a little bit love blind right now. She's not seeing those negative things. She's willing to look past them. And, maybe that's what she needs to do to make this work. But at one point, she is going to wake up, open her eyes, and see that this is probably not the right man for a marriage. Not just the right man for her. It's not the right man for any marriage at this point in time. And 8 weeks, I don't think is enough time to turn a playboy into a husband. Also, I did not view Katina and Isaac as the couple that was going to be having sex issues. Like, every season, it seems like we have a couple who it drags on, and usually that ends up being a negative for the couple. Like, if they're waiting too long, like, you definitely push things into the friend zone and out of the relationship zone, and it can be hard to come back from that. I think it's a mistake for them to be pushing sex off as long as they have, especially when We've heard that sex is very important for both of them. Hopefully they can come up with a resolution for this situation. Well, I think we all know what the resolution is there, but it could start to be an issue that starts to fester if it continues on. I really enjoyed Jasmina at the bowling alley saying that they aren't funny, but they think each other are funny. It was very spot on. Like, they were enjoying each other's company when everyone else was just kind of looking at them and giving them the look. Our last couple of the week, the previously mentioned Jasmina and her husband Michael. We're starting to realize that this relationship is just two stubborn people clashing. When things are light between them, light and fun, they're great. But as soon as things get heavy, they start butting heads. And that is the stubbornness. And, you know, the only way to solve this is one of them needs to compromise. When they have issues, one of them needs to compromise. I know that initially a lot of the emphasis has been put on Michael to correct some of his behavior, but that's because he's the one who's pushing these conflicts and causing this turmoil in their relationship. I really don't know if they're going to be able to overcome the stubbornness and the conflict. I feel like Jasmina has built up some walls now from the conflict on the honeymoon, and I don't know if those walls are going to come down very easily. Very, very tough to see them just being able to smoothly move forward from this, because I think they need a lot more sit downs with Pastor Cal, Dr. Pepper, Dr. Viviana, all the experts, because we saw last week how much it helped them, how much it helped point them in the right direction. And I don't even think that's just strictly a marriage thing. I think that both of these two need that basically coaching on how to be in a relationship, you know, what they can and can't do to be successful in their relationships. One last thing for them, Jasmina, it's too many damn pillows. When you can't see the bed anymore, when it's just pillows, that's no longer decorative. You've crossed the line there. It's too many. Get some of those pillows off the bed. Like, of course he's just sleeping on the pillows. If by the time he gets all those pillows off the bed, it's going to be time for Mike to wake up in the morning. Lastly, Alyssa and Chris, we're not quite rid of her just yet. Why the hell are they on this show? Like, they divorced, get them off. Let's just focus on the other four. Like, we don't need cross-legged Alyssa, close-ups putting her lipstick on. We don't need that. Get it off my TV. You know, put the other couples on. The other couples have enough issues to go around that we don't need 5 sets of people with issues to deal with. Alyssa, even after being divorced, still full of crap. And moving to Texas apparently, but only if her psychic gives it the okay. Not sure how that works. I think it has something to do with higher percent chance for a man from Texas to have an eagle tattoo, but I am no psychic, so I couldn't tell you the exact answer on that. And one last thing, this couple, they weren't having issues. Alyssa was having issues, and I think that Chris was once again, you know, very kind, very thoughtful, very much a gentleman towards how he addressed and dealt with Alyssa, and she once again was very narcissistic, very self-centered, and very me, and just get off the TV. That's it. We're done. As always, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, we will see you later.